shootouts were really tight games and had to be decided by kicks from the penalty spots. The question is whether those teams can actually do better than their previous game by actually going by kicks on the penalty spots. So we could see a very exciting and very interesting game today.
Yeah, I was making the comment, Selwyn, that it's a situation where presentation, a lot of guile, a lot of creativity, nice touches against the robust type of Signal Hill team we've known over the years. Tough to beat, fighting for every ball, you know, that kind of thing. And you know, it's going to be interesting in terms of their different type of quality.
The players are being met. I tell you what, though, you know, Signal Hill has had a mixture type of performances in this competition. There was a time when they actually dominated the colleges football in Trinidad and Tobago with the likes of Dwight York and company, Calvin Hutchinson. And they have always been, but one of the things that has always been a fear for the teams that challenge a Tobago team is that Signal Hill in particular over the years, that they're bulky, strong players.
Yeah.
And the teams think very twice, how are we going to really deal with Signal Hill today? When they make that body contact, you have to think twice to come up against them a second time. So that has always had its place. And in the past, they also had very skilled players to back that up. So they were, on two ways, they were coming at you. But they've lost some of that skill that they've had over the years. But they've still been a very determined Tobago team. Have always represented the sister island very well in the competition over the years. But it'd be very, very, very nice to see how Prez, because they have played very well in the competition this season and deserve to be fighting for a place in the final of this competition. And so they will come out here with all their guns blazing as well today.
They will. You know, Selwyn, and the thing is, they had a semi-final encounter. To me, the game of the season so far against Shiva Boys. You know, it was end-to-end stuff, and you just about thought that they won it in 90 minutes with a beauty of a goal from Lamy. And then all of a sudden, from the kickoff, a young guy called Papi Emmanuel from the kickoff just blasted this ball over the keeper's head, Jabari Gray in the Prez goal, and just like that, it was 2-2 and they were going to penalty kicks. And yeah. Prez held their nerve and beat them on the spot kicks. But you know what? As again, I made the point, and they are the officials of the game here today. Of course, the referee Joel Cox, assistant referee 1 is Kareem McMayo, and then you have Kyle Carabon, the second assistant, and the fourth official is Nikolai Nyron. So those are our officials for the game here.
Young officials, which is a good sign for the future.
Oh yeah, we've seen Joel Cox before. We've done a couple games where he's been the referee. He's done a good game, but it's good, as you rightly say, to see some of the young guys doing these type of important games. And sometimes you want to give the experienced referees, but then you know, you've got to give the youngsters the chance for them to gain the experience, and it's good to see that.
Yeah, good place to start. There's a lot of excitement from these leagues.
There is the presentation college lineup, Selwyn. Gray, Jabari Gray, of course, in goal. Barrington, Noel, Joseph Roberts make up the back four. The defending midfielders, Hospitalis Williams. Riley is going to be the attacking midfielder. That should be K. Riley, Kareem Riley. And then up front, you have Jordan Riley, Liao, and Lamy. Lamy's an exciting little player, and I'm looking forward to seeing him. So that is the presentation college formation. And we will shortly give you the Signal Hill formation. There is the Signal Hill Furman in goal. And of course, there's Chance, Leacock, Francis, James making up their back four. Their defending midfielders, Panton and Holford. And then the three attacking midfielders, Frank, Samuel, and Kiddies. And up front is that dangerous O'Malley James.
Yes, and with that, they hope to really, but both teams are coming with two the defended midfielders, the striking, if you want to call them midfielders, and then one striker up the front.
Yeah.
So they're looking, both of them, to have both their attacking midfielders from the flanks do the overlapping for them.
Well, it's going to be interesting because the last time these two teams met in the league, Selwyn, 2-1 presentation came out victorious in the 80th minute. In the 80th minute, presentation got a penalty, and that was it. They were able to win 2-1. Well, here we go with the kickoff. And Signal Hill has the ball in possession, but this is Lamy already starting to run at the Signal Hill defenders. Ball played wide towards Roberts. Lamy getting back possession as he's looking to go down that flank and trying to get the ball across. And let's see, the referee in fact gives a goal kick. So already, Selwyn, you need to look out for number 7.
Yeah, Lamy has always been a player interested in the activities on the field. Last time I saw him, he was very much involved in the activities for his team. And knowing that there is a bigger prize at stake, he'd want to make himself a bit more of authority today during this 90 minutes of football.
Well, the last time you were at a game when the presentation team played in Naprim, he was the lone striker. Well, he's since moved out to a wide position on the left side, and he seems to enjoy the freedom out there. But here is Signal Hill. This is Frank giving chase. He's another dangerous player for Signal Hill. As a matter of fact, that wasn't Frank, that was Ronaldo Samuel giving chase. So it's going to be a throw for presentation. Roberts with the throw, again looking for Lamy, flicks it on nicely to Liao. And that's a foul committed on Lamy. So free kick for presentation. Good positive start from Signal Hill. They're certainly not overawed by the reputation of presentation. This is Barrington. Hospitalis. Very much left-footed, but playing on that right midfield position. There he goes with that left foot again. Looking to get Jordan Riley going down that right side.
So a throw in there for the visiting team, if you want to call it that, but Prez will get a throw, trying to get it deeper inside. Liao, please, put his head onto the ball, but can't get it there. The ball again going outside, signaled by the referee's assistant on the far side. So Prez making deeper inroads into the Signal Hill half of the field so far. As Liao will come to look to get a long throw inside, but headed away by the taller defender from Signal Hill, just outside of the area. But they're still able to maintain that ball right inside that their half of the field.
A little bit of pushing, I thought, there on the back of Samuel. But Signal Hill still looking to get things going, and that's not a bad ball there, given to Chance. This is the danger man, O'Malley James. Got to keep a close watch on him.
Yeah, he was pulled just a bit, but I tell you what, didn't get the best of the shot. And when you get inside of the area, you have to make it worth the while, because opportunities are going to come every second in the game.
So the heads go up there, and the ball goes to Kareem Riley. But well won here. In fact, by the Cadies, Nathan Cadies, man playing wide on the left for Signal Hill. Looking to change the play, but giving it away. So Williams in possession, but he quickly loses out to Akil Frank, who's gone more in the midfield. I would have thought last time we saw him, he was playing wide on the right, but there he's chasing down the ball. In fact, Jordan Riley plays it back to Barrington. And these two trying to make a 1-2 going down that right side. But it doesn't work for them. Leacock comes across. Leacock, a very familiar name in Tobago. Selwyn?
Yeah, he used to play basketball.
Oh, okay.
But he's a man in the business of the media.
Okay, okay.
George, very good basketball player in the early days.
Here is Kareem Riley. Actually, that's Hospitalis. Kareem Riley is more in the center. Barrington getting it right across, but not a good cross, and in fact, it goes behind. It's going to be a goal kick for Signal Hill. So coming up to the first, I was about to say coming up to the first 5 minutes of this game, and nice open game so far, Selwyn.
Yeah, I don't think they've really settled, but nothing is happening really towards them. They're really trying to settle themselves into this game, which is fine with these kinds of intercall games. Sometimes they're very defensive. You have one striker up front, But when it comes down, if things aren't going the way either team would want it, the structure is going to change completely.
Well, here is Joseph giving it to Roberts. Lamy is the man wide, picking it up now. Looking to run at his defenders. He's going to take, there's no doubt he's going to take on. He loves the ball at his feet, loves to dribble with it. Coming back wide to Roberts, who's got in an advanced position for presentation. Oh, that's Liao with his touch. He's a nice touch player, is James Alex Liao, I should say. And in fact, it's going to be a corner. So presentation get their first corner of the afternoon.
They've had a little more presence inside the Signal Hill half of the field than Signal Hill has had so far in Prez half of the field.
Of course, Signal Hill having won the National Intercol title 6 times. Last time they won it was in 2010 when they beat Naparima College by 2-1. So they haven't had success at this level for almost 6 years now. As the corner low, in fact, it's yet another corner, so it was in fact came off of the defender. And presentation, on the other hand, they were joint intercol winners in 1975 with Belmont Boys Secondary. But they've won the South Zone 24 times. And,
that's history.
Yeah, that's the 24th time was when they, in fact, beat Shiva Boys from the penalty spot. So a throw here for Signal Hill. Chance is going to take that throw. Gets it there towards Pantin. But in fact, that was Holford, and comes off of the presentation player. So it's going to be a throw. Sent inside to Holford. Roberts. Good ball in field. Hospitalis with some space. And Barrington, he has acres of space down outside there and finds Jordan Riley. It's a good 1-2 between Barrington and Riley, but eventually it's a foul committed on Barrington. So the free kick is going to be taken for presentation, and Hospitalis was going to take it. So this is Barrington for presentation. Good ball inside. This could be problems here for Signal Hill, but the shot was coming from Hospitalis, but well blocked off. Frank in a foot race here, and he gets the better of Roberts because he just plays it off of Roberts. He gets a throw in. So both these teams still feeling out each other.
But the Press boys look like they are carrying a bit more energy than the Signal Hill players. Getting off their feet certainly much faster than Signal Hill.
Here is Lamy to Hospitalis. Barrington is free, wide, but he decides to, oh, that's not a good ball. And in fact, Cadiz was running it down, but Barrington was getting there before him. And Barrington getting the return press, knocking it around nicely. That's one of their trademarks. They keep possession of the ball, and they find the players running into spaces. Liao, good touch player he is. Holds up the ball well for his oncoming midfielders. But on this occasion, wasn't able to do that, and Chance was playing it forward, but it's won back by Kareem Riley. He's got a good shot on him if he gets in range. Liao. Ball comes off of Riley and sent up for field looking for James. But Roberts was there before him. Or Joseph was there before him, sorry. Roberts, in fact, is the left back for presentation. Hospitalis to Barrington. We've seen a lot. Oh, that's a lovely turn from Riley. He's looking for somebody in the box now. This could be trouble for Signal Hill. And eventually it's cleared away. But that's the beauty with Jordan Riley. He's such a speedy player outside and he's got good skill. And what a good turn there, Selwyn, from him.
Yeah, good turn, and he's very explosive. So he got into overdrive immediately. Just didn't get the support. Signal Hill, good for them. They were tracking back. And in tracking back, they were able to get to defend themselves much better because it looked rather open then for an opportunity for press.
So there is the play from Riley, and you could see him. He was looking to play it into the box where he normally tends to play it backwards towards Kareem Riley. There's a good corner towards the far post, and there was coming in at the back. In fact, it was Sherwin Noel, but it came off of the defender. and has gone for another corner.
So they're maintaining their presence there in the Signal Hill half, and that's a good sign for Prez. But for Signal Hill, it's not very good because they have been put under tremendous pressure by this team.
Here's the corner, Selwyn, and in fact going towards the far post and was headed out.
Yeah. It's good effort there, and deserve an applause for that.
This is another corner that was dangerous, but eventually set down to the far side. Cadiz in possession, trying to get it up towards Frank, who's gone all the way over onto the left side. He just wants the he just wants the ball. Is Akil Frank, one of the dangerous players for Signal Hill. Good skill, good dribbler with the ball. That's a nice long throw, headed on by Lamy, but to no one in particular. So out comes goalkeeper Furman. This is, let's see, that's Hulford. Pantin, sorry, giving it, making that run, coming up that right side is Chance. But he's looking for the free kick from referee Joel Cox, and Joel Cox just stares at him and then takes his left hand and points towards the spot for a goal kick.
Yeah, he's not a very quick player, because the defender was trapped from behind and came up and actually tackled and got rid of the ball.
So it's going to be a goal kick for Prez. Just about 11 coming up to the 12th minute of this first half. Good header there from Leacock. Bit of a tussle between Pantin and Roberts. The ball eventually going for a throw. Liao wins it nicely, gets it to Williams. He plays it further to Hospitalis. Good football again from Presentation. Good possession. Barrington looking to get it to Kareem Riley. Does find Riley. This is Jordan Riley looking to get the better of Kellon James, but not successful this time. And let's see, no one in possession. Barrington finally gets possession of the ball. Decides to feed it back to Noel. And coming down that right side, couldn't get it, was Jordan Riley. Good tackle, good strong challenge there. Ball coming to Leacock. He's playing it to James, but Riley wins it. This could be problems here, and he's in an offside position.
Yeah, a bit of anxiety stepping in there after that. Such a beautiful play to win the ball and make the trek forward. But a bit of excitement coming in there from Diao, and in the process, he was ahead of the players. And
so there is the ball Selwyn played through, and Liao, he wasn't looking, he just made the run, but he went a little too soon.
Yeah, he just beat himself on that, because it was a beautiful opportunity for them to really go forward and score. But again, anxiety stepping in the way.
So this is Lamy getting back possession. He always looks to take on his man, does well. He's going to try and look to get past Chance. He's got two now. He's got Chance and O'Malley James for company, and the third man had to come across in Jabari Francis to make the clearance.
That time the young man needed to really look for someone else to share the ball with, because he always had two players challenging. So it would all be very difficult. And if you win, it's brilliant. But when you lose the ball, it's because you held it just a little too long.
So it's going to be a throw, is it? No, it's going to be a corner for Presentation. So this, the left-sided corner taken by Jordan Riley. Out comes goalkeeper Furman. Holds on to it nicely. And that's a not bad distribution either. Gets it to Frank. Scott Cadiz running up on the far side. But trying to do a little, he gets possession. This could be problems here for Presentation. Frank in possession. Playing it here towards Pantin. Pantin, was that a shot? I would have thought he was more looking for the cross ball, because Cadiz was running into the box, Selwyn. But eventually it went high over the bar and came out, really petered out to be nothing.
Not in the best interest for his team there, as the sun has been very much up here. A bit of cloud in the sky. Yeah, with patches of blue that brings a beautiful thing to the afternoon, and the colors from the goalkeeper of Prez. Very outstanding in the atmosphere here as he spots that ball for the goal kick and sets it right downfield, just about the halfway line. The heads go up, but Signal Hill will get possession. Haven't really brought their passes together as well so far in this game. I think after 15 minutes they should be settled by now. But from the right side of the field, going towards the Signal Hill end, the Riley and company have made it very difficult for Signal Hill in that area, and some work for them to do. The left side, even if the big guy has been working very well, but most of the attacks so far have come from that right side, Signal Hill's left. Still goalless after about 15 minutes of football. Signal Hill nil and Presentation San Fernando nil. Signal Hill in possession, comes upfield. Here they try to work from this right side, but the defenders paying very close attention to what's going on, clearing it in Matthew to ensure that no penetration would have taken place there for the Prez team. They have defended well so far, but Signal Hill yet to really provide any magic in their attack to create a stir, disturbance on that defensive third of the Prez team. So let's see what will happen from this. They throw just over the halfway line inside the Prez half of the field. As you say, still goalless with just about 16 and a half minutes of football played. That's an interesting throw.
Very interesting.
Very tight on camera.
It's obviously Selwyn is something that worked.
Oh, it's stuck in his hand. He says he wants to take that ball back home to Tobago, so it stayed with him. But a throw for Juval will take that for Prez, looking to find Liao, but can't get it. The ball's played too far down. So Signal Hill in defense will try to pick it up and move forward here to create an impression. They're trying to work the short passes, but the ground seems pretty slippery. It's very well cut up. And here is the young fella Riley. Good ball sent across the face of the goal, but the intention he needed more players inside the penalty area more than anything else to create any kind of concern for Signal Hill. But he went harmlessly outside and no problem in the end.
Yeah, the ground, as you said, pretty much cut up. Well, of course, there was a girls' semi-final played here earlier.
The girls cut the ground up?
Yep, the girls, imagine that. Well, it was Signal Hill and Faizabad. You know, it's two powerhouses. I mean, you looked at those two girl teams. There were some pretty big girls, Selwyn.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
There were pretty big girls on both teams. It ended up 2-1 to Faizabad.
Well, it didn't end up to be a heavy scoring game.
No, so
Faizabad,
in fact, now getting into the girls' final. So the ground was, in fact, cut up a little bit with that. So you can see, there's a lot of give on the ground.
Yeah, Signal Hill battling for possession here. Can't really hold on to it as they would have wanted in James. Has to give up possession on the ball. They went outside though, and they get a throw again just about the halfway line, near side towards, and they've got possession once more. Signal Hill turning around and trying to good tackle here from Riley, and Riley finds Liao. He's trying to move with his back turn, can't. So Signal Hill coming forward, but even Riley on the ground says you can't get by this midfield defender, if you want to call him that. Here Signal Hill still battling because they're in patches. Here they have a chance here to get inside the penalty area and better across it. It's a goal, but it wasn't to be in the end. And it was wasn't really a shot. It was trying to get a pass across, it seems. And the home team back with the ball. Here. So here. This here again, Barrington in possession. Plays it on the near side, looking for support there.
I think he was looking for Lamy.
Yeah, he was looking for Lamy.
But it went way over Lamy's head.
He was trying to coordinate with the director.
That's correct.
I think the director has a little headphone in one of the players there, so he can hear what's happening up in the commentary position. But here, again, Signal Hill, just on the near side, on the halfway line. Again, upfield, can't find their intended mark. And in the process, the ball, they lose possession, and once more it is Prez coming forward, a tackle. The referee eventually blows his whistle. I thought that he took a little long to get to the whistle, but eventually he found it.
He was looking to see if there was an advantage.
Yeah, I think he was playing for advantage and realized that it went against the thought of the advantage, and decided then that he will give them possession of the ball. Again, this is the Riley boys, as they always work in tandem as combination and create problems for any team. Yeah, certainly trying to come forward here again. But I'm not, for Signal Hill and the history that they have, they've certainly not looked the part this afternoon so far.
Well, you know, as I said, I don't think they're as gifted a team as Presentation. You know, they don't have this sort of gifted, skillful players. They're an industrious team. And we talked about the era of the Dwight Yorks and Colvin Hutchinsons and those guys. They were more skillful. This Signal Hill team is a workman-like team. You've got a couple skillful players in Frank and O'Malley James, but the rest are really they're workers, you know, and that's how they've got to work for each other. That's how they're gonna, if they have to be successful here, that's how they've got to do it.
Sometimes you have to just cool the ball a little bit, get your players intact with you. Duval sends it downfield as the ball played further down from the near side of the field on the left.
Roberts in possession, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you don't pick up the sight of certain things. Disadvantaged positions, but this ball is played outside again, and it will be for Presentation San Fernando. They've got possession of the ball, and Matthew will send it downfield. Slide on the header, looking for further support, which is there for them with Duval. But the defense of Signal Hill put under pressure. They have to go back in Francis to try and win possession of the ball, and it's not to their advantage. So 21.5 minutes of football played in this game. Quiet game. The sun has disappeared for a while. You've seen cooler conditions, nice wind blowing across the ground, nice throw taken in, but it's headed over the bar. And it wasn't, of course, for concern from the start. And it's still a goalless game.
And certainly we don't have as much exciting moments as we did this.
Neon Lamy.
Yep, it's age 16. From point 40, 9 appearances and 8 goals. So he's had a successful season thus far.
Mr. Lamy has been very much involved with his team's activity so far. And Barrington sends it downfield. But they have to come back a bit facing their goal, Prez. There's no movement up front. They're not seeing opportunities there. And rather than give it up, which they've done now, and given the ball to Signal Hill to organize their approach from the left side of the field. That's the right of Prez, trying to keep the ball together, go outside or instruction, but the ball eventually rolls out. And
dangerous play from Barrington.
Yeah, certainly, because Cooper, arms folded. Sean Cooper,
yeah. He a little while before this picture, he got up off his position and was bellowing some instructions. He wasn't very happy with what was happening. But now he's very much seated quietly, looking on at proceedings.
And he's seeing that Signal Hill not providing much of a challenge so far. And he thinks his team has a good chance in the early part of this game to make the move forward, but it has not happened in their favor so far. Duval wants to get it downfield. Signal Hill again. They have been tracking back well enough to pick up possession of the ball, but their combination of passes and their trek forward has not been very impressive. And that's where the difference has come about. Again, it's gone right back to them. Presentation, and they spread the ball wide on the field. Barrington has support there. They're trying to work that 1-2 combination, but it's not to their favor. And the boys from Tobago on the hill, Signal Hill, in the goal and a bit of green on it, fighting back, but again giving up possession. So it's nobody's ball at the moment. Let's see what Signal Hill would do here in the trek forward. They're shaping up to go towards that left of the field, but again, errant passes dominate their trek forward and denying them very positive opportunities towards that goal.
Yeah, I think Jabari Francis there, he was looking for somebody to make the run. You know, so he played it through the defense, but really and truly, nobody made the run, and I think they wanted the ball played to feet.
Yeah, so Duval picks it up for his team, and Lamy wants to go forward. Shell pink kind of boot. He's trying to dribble his way through, but run into trouble there. Liao with a ball across, but the referee's assistant on the far side of the field indicating that one of the players caught in an offside position.
Actually, Liao was in an offside position as far as the referee is concerned. Yeah. Yes, so there is the Presentation bench.
They look relaxed. You think that things are in their favor so far?
Yeah, things are going pretty well for them. No need to panic at this point in time. I think Jabari Gray has had to make one save. So there's the offside Liao in an offside position receiving the ball.
He was very early offside.
Oh yeah.
Took a long time there waiting. And he froze with the camera. Just for kicks. But here, Signal Hill again going forward. Good work to keep that ball, and he was struck with a bit of pace. And as they seek to go from that right side, good bodying of that from Duval to ensure that the striker did not really get possession to go forward. Now it's Prez, just over the halfway line, right side. That's a long dribble. Then looks through for Lamy. Lamy has a chance to go forward. Brought down in the process, and the referee is right there to say it is going to be a free kick, just away from the D, outside of the penalty area.
A card as well, Selwyn. The card seemed to have gone to Kellon James.
Yeah, it seemed like he's the one who got that card. But basically, good work then by Press to come forward. And Lamy, he's still making a meal of the whole situation. He decides he's going to stay down. But if he was further inside, he had a nice pass going through. He probably showed the ball just a bit too much to the opposition. So in trying to get back to it, he couldn't, and he was cut down by the player. Nice turn he got, showing the ball just a bit too much. And the man came in right on him, and ensuring that he didn't go forward. So I'm going to foul you. If you want to win anything here by way of a goal, you've got to get it from a dead spot.
Well, it's in a dangerous position, and I'm sure it's going to have a little bit of worry for the Signal Hill team, but we see Lamy still down there, who's getting some treatment. Yeah, but there is the Signal Hill coach just giving some instructions. He's going back to his bench here. Irrington Samuel.
So Samuel is a man who's from that kind of leg structure. You see, he played a bit of football in his time.
Yes, he's. But there is the referee Joel Cox also having a word with a couple of the Signal Hill defenders, obviously indicating to them why he blew for that infringement. But it was a clear foul on Lamy. And as I said, it's in a dangerous position. This is the kind of position, Selwyn, that Kareem Riley enjoys. He's got a decent right foot. When he hits it, the ball stays hit. Now, whether he's going to go for power or whether he's going to look to maybe just go for a little bit of accuracy and a little bit more curl, trying to get it over the top of the ball, we just have to wait and see. So but he's the kind of player, though, Selwyn, that really and truly he's a powerhouse. He's just going to look to hit this ball.
Well, you're in a position where you have that authority to do that, and he's supposed to enjoy that situation. But Liao is also there with him. Yeah. So he's probably the shadow, or he may just go up and take that kick. Driven right into the wall. And it comes back to Kareem Riley, who drives it again, comes off the body of one of the Signal Hill players, and the referee's assistant immediately pointing to that spot for a corner kick.
But again, Asel, when you notice Kareem Riley there, as the ball came back to him, he was looking to shoot. He was looking to play off that ball. But I think maybe they felt in the free kick position, Liao has a little bit more guile than Riley.
Well, they probably changed it. They thought that many would think that Riley would be the one. And let's see what Liao could do. They've got a corner kick sent inside, headed away by the Signal Hill boys from KD. And it goes outside for a throw. Throw taken immediately to Riley. He tries to go forward, looking to bring that ball. Of course, he faces the goal. Here's a chance for a goal, and missed completely by the number 6, Matthew. Yeah, he had a great opportunity. Nice ball came across to him, and he muffed it.
Wonderful ball. Yeah. There is the cross coming, Selwyn, from Jordan Riley, and all Matthew Joseph had to do really was to direct his header.
He mistimed the header. You see where he got it from? He mistimed that header, and instead of going more to his left, it went in front of him and made it very difficult to impress the goalkeeper in the end. So 29 minutes of football has been played. It's still goalless between Signal Hill and Perez San Fernando. As Perez, with possession, sending the ball downfield, can't work for them. James picks it up. He loses possession, tumbles over, but they regain possession to Kareem Riley. Riley sends it to the right of the field, gets the return ball. And here with a cheeky kind of pass to the back, gives Signal Hill a chance to get into the play here. Who is faster with Signal Hill, but there are more players hanging about from Prez, and they pick up possession from the back of the field to want to go forward. So tackle coming in. It's Barrington goes down. The referee says a free kick for Prez San Fernando. And the rhythm section strikes up, but it's doing its performance in patches. You know, when there's a moment of excitement, it strikes up. And when the game goes to sleep, then they fall asleep as well. But Lamy, tall figure, 6-footer, tries to shake his man with the long ball, gets ahead of the defender, and he is tripped in the process. In fact, yeah, he was tripped.
Yeah, he certainly was fouled. Selwyn, referee Joel Cox right on spot again to indicate that it was a foul against Lamy. But Selwyn, they're going to find themselves in problems if they continue to give Lamy the kind of space that they're giving him.
Yeah.
The coach needs to, and he's got to do it quick, because sooner or later Lamy's going to find himself in a super position to score a goal, because they're backing away from him, giving him the room for him to run at the defense.
And then his shirt was pulled as well as he thumped his boot into the ground and went down. So here again, the combination of Riley and Liao coming into the picture with 30 minutes of football played.
5-man wall.
Yeah, and they're discussing now, how are we going to do this? The two. This time it would be Riley taking the free kick. And again, defended, but headed back inside, signaling a bit of pressure here. The goalkeeper waited just a bit before he got involved in the game, and then he was fouled in the process. So one of the Signal players fouled. He's on the deck, and the referee's whistle indicating that a free kick situation is developed there.
Yes, it's going to be a free kick, but the keeper took a little while to come, and the ball was just hanging in the air, and then he decided he's going to come for it, and did well in the end. But the player is down. I'm not too sure. It is Leacock. Very well might be Leacock, the player down on the ground, because I'm seeing Jabari Francis. I'm seeing Kellon James.
Collide with his goalkeeper in the process.
Yeah.
On his hurt.
So there is, yes, I think it is.
The good old ice pack
Leacock
comes out just to ease the situation there.
Yes, it is Leacock. So Josiah Leacock is the man getting some treatment. The sun is back with us here at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium in South Trinidad. It's been a lovely day. They tell me in the north of Trinidad, Selwyn, lots of rain.
I came out of rain when I left down in the west. To get out, the rain was really pouring down.
Yeah, well.
You know, once I got out of Port of Spain, basically by the time you got to Chaguanas, that subsided. And it was just glorious sunshine all the way to San Fernando.
Well, I was telling somebody a little earlier when I got here that this sun, oh man, this sun is just too much. And they said, this is not the sun, it's the Father. Well, I wouldn't go. That was my sense of humor. It was told to me by one of the guys.
The spray came out there, Colin. You know?
Yes.
But this young man, Lamy, is going through a rough time here. He's a targeted player, and the way he's playing, they're going to target him for sure, because he is a two-hand full.
So there is the yellow card confirmation of Kellon James. But in the meantime, Lamy is just limping his way off the field. On the near side here, there is Lamy just making his way off the field.
Physio is a female, you know, and
that always helps.
Yeah.
Eases the pain faster, yes.
You know the story about the cricketer who was sprayed with deodorant and he went off as if he was given the proper spray at the time?
No, Selwyn, I wouldn't. I didn't hear it, and I don't think I want to hear it.
Colin, come on.
But let's concentrate on the game. There's chance in possession. Long ball, looking for Samuel. He hasn't been in the game very much. Well, he's in the game now, I tell you, and he's looking to get in between the defenders. Oh, that's really he's appealing for a foul, but even from our distance, we saw that he was just falling over. Right? Yeah. Well, this is Barrington in possession, but he gives it right back to Signal Hill. Holford getting it to Frank. And in fact, Frank tussling with Williams for it. Williams does well, but in fact, the referee is saying, yes, you may have done well, but you did well illegally, and it's going to be a free kick for Signal Hill. So coming up to what, 34 minutes, the 35th minute of this game.
Look at the rhythm section, Colin.
Yep. Drumming away, beating away, trying to inspire the presentation team. There's some pom-pom girls as well, Selwyn.
They're yet to be inspired.
Yeah,
if I know my director, soon we'll get that inspiration.
I would think so. But let's have a look at the free kick. It's going to be Leacock taken. No, he leaves it for, oh, that's wasted, really. He left it for Francis. And Francis never got over the ball.
I took a flight to Tobago one time.
Yeah, that's a very poor free kick, in fact. And it's going to be a goal kick for presentation. Still, we await the first goal here at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium.
Question is, how will this goal come?
Yeah, it's really
what situation? The dead ball situations did not present anything of a magical thought. And the open plays have not really, very little have come from those open plays.
So it's Signal Hill trying to conjure up something in the form of an attack here with O'Malley James. But he loses out to Kareem Riley, and in fact he does well and wins it back. And he's being pushed by Riley. So the referee blows for the foul.
Give Signal Hill credit. One of the things they do, they defend in numbers. So they're not left alone, really. So whenever they come to challenge any attacker, they have a couple of players fighting around them.
Well, Lamy regains possession here quickly and is running a chance. Does well, shifting one way, then the next. So he's now being double tackled. And that's what you probably got to do to Lamy. Couldn't go forward, so he gets it to Roberts. Roberts plays a nice ball inside, but did it come off the head of a Signal Hill defender? I think it did, so it's going to be a corner.
The effort from the goalkeeper indicated that he wanted to help his team by not letting them face another situation where presentation are deep inside their half, and he would have been in a position to hold the ball and clear it out. It wasn't to be in the end.
So the corner is going to be taken by, seems to be Jordan Riley. It's going to take
distinct
the
hobbling
corner
there from Lamy.
Yes, it's an Intercol semi-final, Selwyn. He'll get over that shortly, especially if his team scores a goal.
Oh, one scored against them worse.
Here is the corner. The ball just not dropping. The second ball not dropping for Kareem Riley. He was looking for it and looking for the shot. Eventually, it's cleared away.
One thing you'd find that you may see is play not looking to the best in the first half, but in the second half, when things get critical, the game will change.
So Kareem Riley getting it to Williams, all the way back here to Roberts. Roberts playing it in field towards Kareem Riley. Banged up field, O'Malley James. O'Malley James is going to give chase, O'Malley James, and in fact the ball comes off of Barrington, so he's done well. He's
lucky for them they got the ball, but when the goalkeeper bangs the ball out there with no yellow shirt really, or yellow shirts in attendance, you're just giving the opposition the ball to get it back in your half of the field.
There is the director showing the girls now, Selwyn.
Yes,
it was only a matter of time.
Yeah, and they know they're on camera.
Yep, the Coca-Cola girls. Coca-Cola Zero girls. Well, they're more than zero to me. But
I thought that the man who was evaluating them as zero doesn't understand what's going on in the world.
It's going to be a throw, however, for Signal Hill. It's going to be a long one. Kellon James is going to be taking it. Sends it into the box. Not such a great throw, but another poor kick coming from, let's see, who was that? Was it Katie's taking the shot? But it was wayward, well off of target, and the presentation team have a goal kick.
You know, the octave in which he went up there for the Coca-Cola girls, I thought a goal was scored, you know.
Well, you know, Selwyn, when you see the Coca-Cola Zero girls, I mean, your level needs to rise.
But there was a time in your life you couldn't have said that.
That's
You'd have
right.
to say something else.
That's correct, Selwyn. You're very right.
You're a free man.
in the meantime, I think a player is down. It seems to be Kellon James, as Jabari Gray is looking to put the ball for the goal kick, but Kellon James is getting some treatment. He's the one who took the shot, and just at the last moment he got the tackle and must have just hit the pegs of the player who put in the tackle. So it's going to be a goal kick, however.
Meantime, 39 minutes of football, still goalless.
So here is Jabari Gray with the goal kick for presentation. Looking for Jordan Riley. In fact, it comes off the head of KD's.
Misguided header.
So the chant goes up, Prez, we want a goal. I think the game needs a goal. Just to wake it up a little bit. Nice header from Liao. But Jordan Riley can't get there before that man, Francis. Liao is going to take the throw now. Nice long throw into the box, headed away, but still not out of danger. Eventually sent upfield towards Frank. Oh, he does well, but can't keep it in. So the game has gone asleep in the last couple of minutes. Passes not going the intended way they should be, as that one, but Lami's going to pick it up. And as per usual, he's going to run at the defenders. Finds he has no way to go, so he gives it back to Williams. Williams to Hospitalis. Hospitalis giving it away a chance. Can he move forward with it? He can, but Roberts is backtracking and gets it towards O'Malley James. And is he pushed? No, says the referee.
This is a man's game.
Yes.
Let it be known.
Picked up by Matthew Joseph. Gets it to Kareem Riley. Barrington in advanced position. Riley, Jordan Riley running down that right side. He's in an offside position. And immediately the assistant referee on the far side indicates that Jordan Riley had gone into an offside position. Assistant referee Kareem McMayo, and it's going to be a free kick for Signal Hill. So the last 4 minutes now of the first half to be played. Nice long ball, but Barrington controls it well. Oh, he does very well. Gets it to Hospitalis. Plays it towards Jordan Riley. Riley looking for some support. In fact, it was cleared upfield by Jabari Francis. So it's going to be a throw for the guys from Pres San Fernando. Great dummy from Lamy. He's gone his way. This could be problems for Signal Hill. Oh, is he tripped? No, says the referee. Lamy stands there, or he sits there, or he lies there with his hands up in the air to say, come on, I must have been fouled. But that was certainly an anxious moment for Signal Hill, Selwyn.
Yeah, certainly. I think he more or less leaned too much to his right and may have lost his equilibrium and tumbled in the process. But so let's look back at that. Here he goes forward. Ah, yeah, he collided with the man, knees touched, and he goes scrambling down. The referee might say a bit of Hollywood there.
Well, I tell you what, on another day, another field, another game, it might have very well been a penalty.
I agree with you.
But referee Joel Cox says not today, and told Lamy to get up. But here's Kellon James fighting with Joe. That's going to be a good, interesting tussle so far between those two, Jordan Riley and Kellon James. The ball is picked up by Roberts. Gets it to Liao. Turns with it nicely. Gets it towards Williams. Williams plays it wide here. In fact, it goes out of play. Roberts couldn't control it, and it's going to be a throw for Signal Hill. So coming up to the 43rd minute of this first half. Still, Presentation San Fernando 0. Signal Hill Secondary 0.
Yeah, like two black belts, if you want to call them that. Get into a showdown, but know each other's moves, and very, very skeptical about the game in the end, how it's been played. And nothing has happened so far by way of goals.
So Signal Hill give it away to Kareem Riley, gets it to Hospitalis. Oh, that's a lovely ball. And Lamy, I thought he was going to get onto that, but really good defending, really excellent defending there on the part of, it seems to be Jabari Francis, and he was fouled in the process.
Yeah, Lamy almost pulled the guy like a rag doll as he was trying to break free to get touch on the ball and launch the attack.
Samuels getting it towards James. This could be danger every time he's on the ball. So James looking to too many defenders around him, but he's actually pulled down in the process. So it's going to be a free kick for Signal Hill.
Well, they mark the players. They know who are the ones who are going to give them trouble. And they make it very difficult for them to enjoy the proceedings this afternoon. And that was one situation there.
So let's see this free kick for Signal Hill. 3 yellow shirts going into the box. 4, 5, 6 of them now in the box. So it's all-out attack on this set play here. Floated towards the far post. Goalkeeper Jabari Gray was thinking of coming and didn't in the end, but luckily holds on to it. You could see the movement, a lovely flighted free kick, Selwyn. And Jabari Gray was caught in two minds whether to come or not. And eventually it was, the header was not powerful enough.
No, it was a very friendly header.
Yeah. As
if he was a defender trying to get it back to his goalkeeper more than trying to attack the goal. The result remains goalless.
So long ball looking for Liao. So we have word from the technical area that there's going to be 2 minutes of added on time.
Carries on the ball.
As per usual. Roberts. Williams towards Hospitalis. Oh, look at the space for Lamy. Low, but he has to be, because I could not believe he had all that space there. But in fact, he was in an offside position. So the free kick going the way of the Tobago boys.
Boys from Ohm.
From?
Ohm. Ohm, you don't pronounce the H once you're Tobagonian.
Oh, Selwyn. No, I now say that. I now understand you.
Me being a broadcaster, I have to say home.
I hear you. But Lamy is in possession, gives it towards Hospitalis. He plays a good ball to Barrington. Barrington looking to find Karim Riley. Loose ball picked up by Hospitalis, gets it to Liao. But with his back turned, Chance wins it, plays it forward to James. James gets it to Samuels. Samuels looks towards the referee and says, come on, man. And the referee says, get up.
We're going Hollywood.
Here is Lamy in possession. He's gone inside now. Plays it there towards Roberts. Roberts playing that ball in field to Williams. Williams looking to play that long ball. So the game has got a little bit scrappy.
It's a bit of intimidation for Lamy because he's always very much up front. And after a bit of banging, sometimes you get second thoughts as to how you move forward.
I think he's just shifting positions a little bit. But this is Hospitalis doing very well indeed. Gets it towards Williams. Williams to Barrington, back to Williams as Presentation looking to mount something here, trying to string a few passes together. Barrington on that overlapping run. But Kellon James does well, wins it, tries to get Samuel going. But does enough to put Sherwin Noel off. So it's going to be a through for the lads from Signal Hill. So we've played the 2 minutes of stoppage time already. So any minute now we should see the referee's whistle going to indicate that it's the end of the first half. And there is the whistle from referee Joel Cox to indicate that it's the end of the first half. A goalless first half, Selwyn, as neither team could have found the net.
No, they found it very difficult to get by either goalkeeper. But I think there's promise for the second half. Should be very interesting.
Should be interesting. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to join Hans de Veens at the halftime break.
Coca-Cola Intercall semi-final number 2. Presentation College San Fernando going up against Signal Hill Secondary School of Tobago, the South Zone champions, going up against Tobago champs. Welcome back. The score is 0-0 at Manny Ram John Stadium in Marabella. Before we go any further, let's take a little look at the halftime highlights. Colin Murray, take it away.
Well, here is the halftime highlights and the first real chance for a presentation. The corner coming towards the back post, and luckily it was cleared. So there is the corner heading towards the far post, showing Noel was there looking to come in, and headed away by Akil Holford. And this is Jordan Riley, lovely ball, and that was probably the best chance of the half.
Certainly,
Selwyn.
the best opportunity.
Matthew Joseph was the man.
Within the zone to put it away, and just didn't go to the direction that was required.
Lovely cross. There's Joseph, and just headed it wide.
Made good height, you know, for that ball, but just couldn't do it.
Easily the best chance of the half.
There you go, halftime highlights as Presentation College are going up against Signal Hill Secondary of Tobago. Now here's the deal, at the end of this game we'll see who will go to the finals and go up against Sawa North right now, joined by Andre Benjamin, manager of Presentation College. Thoughts on the first half?
Well, I think we're basically in command of possession right now. It's just a matter of putting those into goals, because in an intercol match a lot of things could change. It's all about heart when it comes to intercol.
What are the changes being made as we go into the second half?
Well, usual change for us is for coming down in terms of substitution. We have Omri Baird on the bench, who's an excellent striker to replace Alex. But coach right now is probably telling them, you know, you need to be more direct in terms of goal play. I believe that Nayan Lamy is doing an excellent job out there. It's just a matter of converting those chances now and being into the final coming up Tuesday or Wednesday.
Well, time alone will tell. Right now we welcome Mr. Kwesi Duke, who is the manager of Signal Hill Secondary School. Thoughts on the first half?
Well, in the first half, we didn't really settle down as much as we were supposed to. We didn't get our shots on target, and that was it basically.
All right, moving into the second half, any changes?
Well, we have a couple of changes on the bench that who can make an influence on the game, because we haven't really tested the keepers yet. We haven't tested the defense actually, but we're going to probably get there, as the coach going to be telling the guys right now in the changing room.
Thank you very much, Kwesi Duke and Andre Benjamin. Right now we go across to Keisha Marie, who's also on the field.
Thank you so much, Hans. Of course, we just heard from both coaches representing Signal Hill and Presentation College right here at the Manny Ramjan Stadium. Right about now, we get ready to take a look at one of our featured players for today's match. Representing Presentation College, we have Matthew Joseph.
I really started to play in the streets with basically about 4 of us, and well, from there it's primary school football. I didn't really go to no academy or anything, so from primary school football, Leonson Lewis saw me at the age of 10, and well, he liked how I play and things, so he introduced me to W Connection, and well, from there, at that time he was coaching the under 16, so I was like 10, 11, playing with boys older than me now, and well, it started from there. Well, in the next 3 years, I basically see myself out of Trinidad, trying to get a better income in football, because I really want to become a professional footballer. My favorite player is CJ Ramos. Well, I try to be composed, like how he's composed every Wednesday, which is our school day. We are game, and well, you know, Thursday we are school, so we'll be pretty tired and thing, and well, to go home on a Wednesday night and then on the Thursday, it does be a little difficult, but because we work hard, coach really train us hard, push us hard during our little breaks and thing. Every Monday is come like an off season for me, so it's hard training. We will come out to the victory.
And that was Matthew Joseph representing Presentation College. Up next, a look at Josiah Leacock from Signal Hill, Tobago.
Well, I first started playing football on a court as a young one, kicking bottle in the road. We used to use crapo as a ball, which is frogs. I started on the court, then I came to on the field playing football, where I had a guy taught me to play football in Canaan Bonaccord, which his name is Terry Williams. He taught me to play football. I was in my vest and my shorts going primary school. He taught me, so this is how I am right about now in my football career. Before I play every game, I talk with the guys. I go to individual players and show them certain things on the field which they need to correct. And I go to certain players, like players who start off before the game starts, they'll be like down, and I'll try to motivate them by building Jones with them and sort of. My major goal I set is just to be the #1 centre back in the Caribbean and to defend for my team and make sure that I play my role and function. My favorite player is Sergio Ramos of Real Madrid, but I am a Manchester United fan. Well, I took from Sergio Ramos his aggression on the field, how he's aggressive when playing the football, how he tackle players, how he stands firm in the back and make sure that he has his team well controlled. The most vocal player, that's my role on that function. I see myself next 3 years not only playing football, but otherwise than football, based on the outer life, I look at myself being as a scientist.
Now, this season will be remembered as one of the most significant in the history of secondary schools football, with 17 televised games to date. We'll now take a look at what some of the stakeholders and icons had to say on the impact of this investment.
When the scrolls of the Secondary Schools Football League are read decades from now, the story of 2016 may be told with greater verve than most. In one of the most intriguing seasons in recent history, Shiva boys lifted their first premiership title. But perhaps even more significant than Shiva's historic win was the live broadcast of 10 league matches to 25 countries on Sportsmax. It has been a journey with multiple obstacles, but the long, arduous trek has been made easier thanks to the warm reception of the stakeholders.
The Secondary School Football League has welcomed GCL Sportsmax as exclusive broadcast right holder. The money is invested will redound to the benefit of the schools in terms of transportation and uniform. And we thank GCL and Sportsmax for their contribution.
Apart from the opportunities for the young men and women who will be seen by scouts, both in schools abroad, tertiary education schools and professional clubs, but also for the kids in the younger form, Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, who may not be able to go or attend all the games. They're getting up to see the heroes at their school. Those who may not be interested in football could start to like football. So the sport in itself could generate more players.
For the first time, I think schools, and as a principal speaking, we see support at the corporate level. We see support for programs and support for the sport itself, and exposure for students where their talent could be seen at a national and an international level, and the opportunities for them.
One of the other benefits that I'm seeing is sponsorship. When you start to see the ratings and private sector, corporate Trinidad and Tobago starts to see, and even those who may have attended these schools, it may wake them up, who may be in the marketing or in positions of influence to sponsor teams and sponsor the league. I'm seeing that being a definite benefit and plus for the GCL and Sportsmax showing it live on television.
For the last 3 months, the level of excitement around youth football has grown significantly and is likely to increase in the years to come. Based on the evidence of this season, the partnership between the Secondary Schools Football League and Sportsmax is set to grow even stronger.
A lot of people are more interested now they come out and looking at the games, and even if they miss the games, because a lot of people have their careers now, even if they miss the games, they get to see the games on TV. I think they go into depth, interview the coaches, the players, and the players are getting an opportunity now that they can speak on the camera and they can get experience from a young level. Sports must come into Trinidad and with the Intercal is fantastic. It could only get better.
It's added an entirely different dimension. I know the players, for a fact, are very excited. You know, every player wants to be recognized as a good player.
With exposure with the Caribbean youngsters in terms of seeing themselves on TV, where games could be televised island-wide and into North America. I think there's a great plus for sport in the Caribbean, and I really want to personally compliment Sportsmax for doing such things.
The alumni, I always say that places like Jamaica, that the alumni are very, very involved in their secondary school programs, and this is something that the ministry is looking at. So past students of these universities, when they come from a hectic day of work, they may not be able to attend the games if it's out of their communities or their zone of driving, that they can watch it on their phone and the internet, and hopefully that it generates conversations among past students and get them involved in the schools so they can come in and mentor the young men.
The future of football in the Twin Island Republic is bright. Sportsmax and our free-to-air partner CNC3 are committed to delivering high-quality live action as we provide a stage for the next generation of world-class footballers from TNT.
And you are watching the Coca-Cola Intercal semi-finals right here at the Manny Ramjan Stadium, Presentation College versus Signal Hill. The score is still 0-0. We now take a short break. When we come back, more live action on the field.
Welcome back as we're ready for the second half of this game here at Manny Ramjan. Signal Hill 0, Presentation San Fernando 0. So Liao will be ready to kick off, and it's a beautiful afternoon. So yeah, they touch press with the ball, sent across to the left of the field, and Signal Hill. Here is Lamy, but early robbed of the ball. It goes out of play. It will be for the Tobago team to have possession. They are now defending from where we are sitting, away to our left. So they're attacking from the right, going to the left.
I'm looking for changes, Selwyn, and haven't seen either side make any changes. So same 11 that started for both teams are back on.
See that the coaches are satisfied or dissatisfied, and ask for better presentation in the second half.
Obviously they're going to look at the same 11 they had, but they're going to try to adjust some of the tactical things that they did.
There's a chance for Signal Hill very early, but if KD is not able to get control of the ball in the end, but they've decided, look, we've played patchy, but let's get into that attacking third and create opportunities very early. Long look there, the ball is played upfield. Still with Signal Hill as Holford, but they try to get it back deep. It can't go to any of the Signal Hill players because it's in the press half towards the right of the field. And let's see what they will produce from here. As again, it's Liao looking for possession of that ball. Kareem Riley, the goalkeeper, comes out almost to the edge of the area, slipped, and it's played back downfield. So it's been backs and forwards here at the start of this second half, where we have just about a minute and a half played, and it's played towards the center of the field. Nice ball here for Lamy to get possession of. He gets by one, he blows by one, get into the penalty area, tries to get across the face of the goal, but can't find any of his players, and in the end it was Kellon Jones who came across there to play it outside and denied them the opportunity. Good progress here, nice ball, cross ball from Lamy.
I can't understand it, Selwyn. Look at it. Look at the room Lamy has here. You can't give him that sort of room when you're tracking. You're at the back of him, which is even worse. You know, that's the danger, man. I would have thought the coach would have said at halftime, stick on Lamy. Do not allow him any room. And he had so much room there.
Poor corner kick taken and kicked outside. So it will be, but I tell you what, the guy really went into overdrive there. And it was difficult, although there were two players tracking back.
But if you look where Chance was, Selwyn, Chance was behind him at all times. The ball was played in front of Lamy, and Chance was behind him.
He had no chance.
He had absolutely no chance to catch up with him.
Whatsoever. So that's the story there. Well, Liao, like a basketball player, palms the ball in his right hand because he wants to take a long throw inside. And he palmed the ball. There's a lot of confidence there with the young man. Give him a basketball. Let's see what would happen. Throw taken right in field. The heads go up, headed away though. Lamy was trying to get his head onto the ball. An errant kick and cleared out by Signal Hill once more. But downfield, they only find the white and blue. As they would approach now from the far side of the field. They left, but Signal Hill gets an errant ball coming back to them. And they struggle to go forward here. As I thought there would have been a better exchange of passes. Still with them, only for a moment. It is cleared up field. Again, it comes back to presentation San Fernando. A bit of handle ball. Referee says yes, it is. And Darnell will get the ball, play it, but again, they'll hold up for a free.
Yeah, I think Chance was too much on top of the ball when the free kick was awarded. And there is Cooper, Coach Cooper.
Yeah, gasping for breath, sucking in a lot of air. And the impression is in the midsection as he pulls in all that air. Liao tries to control, can't. Signal Hill will clear. Not very far downfield. Just over the halfway line, ball headed, but it'll be a chase for possession here. There are a number of blue shirts coming back. Here's a chance for Signal Hill though. A bit of pushing and bumping. He pushed over and they tumble all over the place in the end.
Man, the referee awards a goal kick, but Samuel, not a very big, not the typical type of Tobagonian build in Ronaldo Samuel, and he was just shoved there. He's just pushed off the ball basically, and certainly both men a little bit of shoulder barging, and eventually Samuel went to ground.
So it's sent back upfield. A bit effort there to go for heading on the ball by the defender, and then he had to bump into the play in the process. But play continues and downfield, but it's going to probably roll outside and give the boys from Press San Fernando a chance to get a ball up by way of a throw. Barrington claims possession of the ball. The referee his attention is drawn to something else by one of the officials, the fourth official.
That's going to be interesting. Is it something that was said by members of the team, or look, he's walking over now. He's ordering somebody in the stand. He's ordering one of the officials from Signal Hill to get to the stand. So the fourth official must have heard something. He must have said something, and unfortunately he makes his way to the stand.
Now look good on live TV, and if I see the boy walk off the field just so. Doesn't look good on live TV to see him sent off the field. He should have spoken in Tobago language, and I didn't think the official would have understood what he was saying.
Okay, so I didn't understand what you just said, but nevertheless, it must have been all good.
15 minutes of football played. We're into the 51st. A ball possession for Riley. He looks for support. His pass is sent way upfield. The other Riley goes in chase of it and gets by the defender. And now chances to play it back downfield. I think he's going to go outside. And in the end, it will not be a possession for Signal Hill. It will be for Barrington. pink shoes, white and blue. These youths nowadays, their colors are skewed, but they seem very comfortable as, again, they have possession, played center field. The pass is a one-time pass to Kareem Riley, spreads it further across field, and the tackle coming in, the ball is played outside. It will be a throw.
Unfortunately, Presentation didn't have the width there. Lamy had come inside. Normally, Lamy would have been wide on that left side, but he had come inside. And when the tackle was made, there was really, Lamy was too much inside, so the ball just trickled harmlessly out, and it's going to be a throw for Signal Hill. But there we see Coach Cooper looks a little bit concerned now. Selwyn, he shouldn't really be. I think the only thing he's concerned about is how his team is not in the lead.
Yeah, and you've seen Signal Hill start the game by pressing deep into their half of the field. So he said, whatever opportunities we had in the first half, we did not capitalize on. Now I'm seeing this team getting interested in all defensive areas.
Well, that's the thing you've got to be concerned about, Selwyn. If you miss a couple chances, you tend, and the longer the game remains 0-0, it's the more Signal Hill feels, hey, we've got a good chance to win this game.
Here. Ball sent downfield, miss time in the header, and it is still with Signal Hill, just outside of that penalty area. Now it is the turn for Presentation to come forward. Barrington picks it up, near side on the right, looks for support up there, but he finds yellow shirts hanging about and is headed outside for a throw, which Barrington will easily accept and quickly want to get it back in field. Just saw on the close-up Kellen James, who says he wants to be a scientist apart from playing football, and he needs some scientific approaches here on the field right now for his team Signal Hill.
So Akil France, one of the standout players for Signal Hill, 10 goals from 15 appearances, 18 years of age, birthplace in Komoto.
Komoto.
Which part of Tobago is that?
Well, in the east of Trinidad. I was trying, Kerry was trying to get a balance for Tobago, but it didn't work out in the end. You intercepted. Like a player who doesn't like another player with the ball on his feet. Ball is played to the far side of the field on the left for possession here. Here again, Presentation coming forward, rather structured and methodically as it comes. The 1-2 passes. The pink shoes seem to be a favorite with the Prez team.
Boot was a little high.
Yeah.
You think the director thought I was serious when I asked which part of Komoto, which part of Tobago is Komoto?
I know him for all his.
You think he was there?
I know him for all his years, and he wants to be a commentator. He always wanted to be a commentator. So that's his injection.
Liao with the long throw. Oh, he's fooled us.
Yeah, sent a short one in. And they've got possession. Roberts tries to get it upfield. Lamy tried to just knock that ball in. He's still in the fray.
It's an offside position,
but the whistle blows in the process. Goalless this game here at the Manny Ramjohn. The big guy Lamy. He's a target player in both instances. As a player that his teammates will target, and a player. Yeah, he made a run just a bit too early. In fact, it wasn't Lamy. He was there waiting.
Yeah, it was Hospitalis, in fact, that made that run a little too early.
No way. So, as we continue play here at Manny Ramjohn, good work here in the fact by Jay, but the tackle comes in.
Really excellent tackle, wasn't it?
Riley had intentions. He was smelling blood, and then oh, Mr. Woods.
Yeah, Ronston Wood, the physio from Signal Hill.
His massaging Woods.
He was sent to the stands. That's the man who was sent to the stand, Ronston Wood. A little bit of...
well, the fact that his words weren't healthy enough for a physiotherapist.
Yes.
And it would have done ill health for any of the players who would have to be treated by him. So the referee and his team felt it was wise to let him go off the field. Here comes Frank. He sends the ball, Francis sends the ball forward. That's good work here by Signal Hill trying to go forward. Again, the tackle coming in, and it will be a free kick.
Panton winning the free kick there, but a good move. Again, we see Frank going forward, Selwyn. Good when in possession, you could see him looking to take on players, and Panton was making that run. There was Panton going down the right side, and Lamy coming back. Just hacked him down from the back.
Yeah, he's omnipresent. He's everywhere on the field. He's desperate for a victory here today to get into the finals, to add another one to the history of Prez San Fernando.
Well, the big man from the back, Leacock, has gone up for this free kick. Can he put his head onto it? Oh, that was a dangerous ball.
Yeah, certainly was dangerous. Signal Hill still have possession. Let's see what they'll do with Liao. Did very good work, but he showed the ball too much to the opposition and allowed Signal Hill to get a touch on the ball and it's cleared outside. I think he would apologize in the end. One of the players down on the ground in front of the goal.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it is.
Yeah, so number 12.
Is it number 12? So it's Daniel
Hospitalis, who was on the ground. He's feeling it. And it could be a bit of tiredness too.
Well, it was a very interesting free kick, Selwyn. It was a very good free kick, just outside of the 6-yard box. Keeper couldn't come. The heads went up, and Hospitalis came out the worst of it.
Well, the guy is under pain. Wash him down and see if you can wash away his pains.
So there's the free kick. There's the heads going up, and probably got the elbow from the goalkeeper if it was anything. Yes, there he's now starting to feel the back of the head.
Delayed reaction.
Delayed reaction, but and he's going to go down for the count. There he goes for the count.
I would say
down for the count.
I would say delayed infection.
So it's but he's up. That's the important thing. He's back up and still holding the back of his head. Meantime, we see some of the Signal Hill players just getting some instructions and also taking some water.
There's got to be a moment in this game when it goes berserk. I can tell you that. This is for a place in the final. And they've not played any great sense of urgency in the part of both teams.
Haven't seen that for a long time, that kind of bounce ball, but we've seen it once or twice in the games here in the secondary schools league.
So ball is played right across towards the right of the field. And again, they pick up possession. Lamy wants to send it forward for James Riley, and the ball goes out of play. So yet will be another possession for Presentation.
Oh, I recognize those two guys, Salwan.
My mother would not recognize me. Colin, you complained.
I'm so sorry, Selwyn. I should never have said that.
I normally would have makeup artists working.
Look at the room again.
Here
Lamy,
again, they
Lamy
come
was
forward. This is a good chance for Prez. But again, the defense of Signal Hill always tracking back, despite they might find themselves in chaotic positions. They track back very well to defend, and this was a good way of getting the ball downfield. Although it went outside, but it was good work in defending and clearing the ball out of the area of danger.
Yes, still goalless here, just coming up to the hour mark.
As yes, it's 59.
And at the end of the day, Selwyn, you know, neither team was outside of that header from Matthew Joseph. No real clear-cut chances. I thought the run Lamy made in the second half and the ball flashed across the face of the goal, probably another good chance. But neither goalkeeper, if you think about it, you can remember them having any great saves to make.
In fact, the way they've operated here so far in the game, if there's a function after the game, they can wear their clothes that they've got on right now and go to the game. They've not really been given a workout by the players on both sides. My explanation seems very long to get there, but, you know, yeah, we have some fans in the house. Prez have got their rhythm section here to make sure that they keep their fans entertained. Signal Hill, short of that, they came on playing, and they probably didn't allow them on the plane with the rhythm, joking. But here's a free kick for Prez. What can they do with this? There's some big guys in there, including Liao gets his hand on the ball, grazes his head, and the ball goes outside. Both teams claiming possession of the ball. The referee will give it to Signal Hill.
Not
in
sure.
fact, it's a corner kick.
Yeah, not sure. It seemed to have come off of Antonio Pantin, but the referee was right on spot there. It is Presentation 0-0.
Is the score here between Signal Hill and Presentation. Corner kick taken, ball curling. Liao gets his boot onto the ball, came off number 7 for Signal Hill. So that's going to go out, and they'll get another corner kick. We've really got to, you know, compliment Sports Max for this initiative. I'm really happy not just to be a part of it, but the initiative that they've taken. Heads go up, the ball is cleared out of field, and a bit of running there to do by Frank to get possession of the ball, and he has players sandwiching. He almost ended up sitting in the arms of one of the players in the process of trying to go forward. But this is a tremendous effort they have made here for football, not just for Trinidad and Tobago, but for the Caribbean. So to you.
Certainly is.
Oh, we've got the
so
house.
members of the team there, Selwyn, the production team, they're
Yeah.
always hardworking and giving us all the necessary information, and they're behind the guys behind the scenes and girls.
Our director is very generous today.
Yes,
Colin is always good to complain.
It is. Well, back onto the field of play. It's going to be a free kick for Presentation, and Javal Roberts is going to take it. Or no, he's not going to take it. Actually, it was seems to be Matthew Joseph. But in the meantime, they're making a substitution, Signal Hill, and number 13 is making his way off the field. I'm surprised. O'Malley James.
For Akil James.
Yeah, and coming on is Akil James, is it?
Yeah, it's James. It's not Akil, but
so we'll give you that
but it's a James
person in a minute. But long ball sent downfield, and this is Joseph in possession, looking to play that ball inside to Liao. And did he get his head onto it? He probably did, but it went through to goalkeeper Furman.
Liao was very present in the second half.
This is Frank, looking to go all the way, but
Jelani James.
Jelani James is the man who has come on. So replacing O'Malley James. So Jelani James. Long ball looking there for the man in Samuel, Ronaldo Samuel.
Yeah, the
So
man.
there is it. Jelani James. No relation to O'Malley James.
But they were James.
That's the important thing. As that ball headed forward there. This is, oh, the good work from Barrington, isn't it? Oh, he does well. But Riley couldn't get possession, and Kellon James is going down that left side. Oh, strong challenge coming in from Sherwin Noel, and the ball goes behind. It's going to be a corner.
Yeah, he kept the ball too close inside of the opposition. So he always felt he had an opportunity, and he was just waiting for the moment to get his boot on the ball and deny him the chance.
63.5 minutes gone here at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium in Marabella, South Trinidad. It's still Presentation nil, Signal Hill nil, Coca-Cola Intercol National semi-final, as this is Frank with the corner. That's not a bad one. The heads go up and it goes towards that far post. The shot comes, and in fact another one, it's like a pinball machine there, and eventually it goes to Jabari Gray. But the shot, in fact, the initial one at the far post had come from the man who had gone on as a substitute in Jelani James.
Yeah, he struck the ball with some power there, but it was always crashing into the wall, which made the difference.
So going down that side is Chance. This is not a bad run, but he's looking for some support. He's doing a little too much with it. Still keeping it in play is Nkosi Chance. Gets it to Frank. Looking to get the shot away, but it rebounds. This Presentation defending well. They're defending in numbers, Selwyn, as here goes Lamy. Good challenge by Chance. Excellent challenge. Wins the ball. Sends the cross in. Looking here for in an offside position, but the referee now blows his whistle. In fact, is he going to give? Well, there was an offside at first, and is the referee's assistant on the far side is actually holding up his flag because there's another substitution being made at the moment, and it's on the part of Presentation. There was the challenge from Barrington.
But even if there was a challenge, he never really touched him. He was in the air.
Terrell Williams is the man making his way off Selwyn, and coming on the field is the number 13 player for Presentation, and that's Kent Hamilton. No, that's not Kent Hamilton making his way on. It's Gerard Gordon. Gerard Gordon. Yeah. So Gerard Gordon replacing Terrell Williams. Barrington getting back possession for Presentation. Getting it towards Noel. Noel plays it looking for Riley, but headed away there by Leacock.
I know my director always look for things out there, and for those who are outside of Trinidad and Tobago, heard about the San Fernando Hills. We're in a very good position with our big lenses to see San Fernando Hills.
Yes, we are, as this is Kareem Riley looking to have a go from about 35 yards, but the ball in fact goes to Joseph. He plays it to Roberts. Roberts playing that ball towards Lamy. Lamy turning with it. He's going to look to take on the defenders as per usual, but this time plays it back towards Roberts. Roberts playing it forward for Gordon, the man who's come on as a substitute, who made the run, but Presentation have a throw. There is the San Fernando Hill, Selwyn.
I tell you, and it's such a beauty, but also has been eroded in many ways for a number of things, but it's one of the pillars in the south of Trinidad. We're also in the middle of the oil belt. That's one of the areas that they look forward to here when they come to San Fernando, the San Fernando Hill.
Well,
Thank you, Mr. Director.
This is Barrington. In fact, he's fouled, so it's going to be a free kick for the lads from Presentation College San Fernando. There is Barrington making his way, and then Kellon James just barging into him. And referee Joel Cox again right in spot. He's done a good game, Selwyn, the referee.
Yes, they've been in control of the game. It's a game with good temperament, I'd want to tell you.
But right now it seems to be heading towards penalty kicks. The only game so far in Selwyn, the good dummy by Lamy, but he wasn't able to keep it in. In fact, Chance just touched it and it went out for a throw. Yeah, the only game so far that has not gone into penalty kicks is the mauling of, I hope Brent Sancho is not listening, it's the mauling of Trinity 4-1, where Ronaldo boy scored all 4. Other than that, all the games have gone into penalty kicks.
There have been tight games in this competition so far, and so there's not much separating the teams, and we'll see what happens here down the stretch. I like the approach of Signal here in the second half. They seem a bit more interested in goal scoring, and I'm also seeing that even Mr. Lamy is not as potent as he was in the first half, and he needs to have his presence there felt much more now because it's coming to crunch time in the game.
Thing is, he's been searching for the ball and he's been trying to get it. In the first half, he kept wide and he was getting the ball at will, so to speak. But here, I find in the second half, he tends to go searching for it. But this is Samuel looking to play that ball towards the man who has come on as a substitute there in Jelani James.
Mr. James probably has lost his way because that ball that was played across, sometimes it's good to hold that ball just for a second or two to get a bit of visual on what's happening.
Actually, that's Shea Richards is on the field. So
number 17.
Number 17. So it's so he's come onto the field, and we certainly missed him. Shea Richards has come on, so we'll have to give you in a minute who Shea Richards, the number 17 player, has come on for. I'm not seeing Antonio Pantin, but here is Lamy. This could be danger, but it's well cleared.
With confidence on the part of the defender, he didn't really panic, even if he heard the heavy footsteps and the danger of Lamy coming through.
So this is Barrington towards Gordon. Gordon was trying to get Jordan Riley going. Richards looking to get it to the other substitute in Jelani James. Actually, I'm not seeing Cadiz, Selwyn. Nathan Cadiz is not on the field. So Shea Richards came on for Nathan Cadiz. There is Shea Richards in possession, but Gordon does well, but eventually it's won back here by Chance. Gets it towards Pantin. Good ball to Liao. Kareem Riley looking to chip it over the top, and Liao gets it, but in the way is Hospitalis. Plays it towards Lamy. Lamy has confronted by Chance as per usual. Goes by Chance, a little bit lucky getting the rebound, and was able to go past Chance, but has to go back to Roberts. Roberts to Hospitalis. Nice ball in field, but cleared away by Leacock. Kareem Riley didn't control it well, but Gordon gets it towards Liao and headed away by Leacock. Samuels, was he pushed? Yes says no, he got advantage. The referee's playing the advantage. Good refereeing, but they give it away. Coming up to just about 72 minutes. It's still Presentation College Sanford nil. Signal Hill Senior Sec nil. Cleared downfield by Leacock.
Both teams are struggling for balance in this game right
to put
now.
it together, isn't it?
Yeah, they are. And you know, if it's a basketball game, the coach would ask for a timeout to get his players to rethink. But sorry, football doesn't allow that. And you have to gather your thoughts well and regain your composure as you go along.
Well, Roberts with the throw for Presentation. There is Coach Cooper. He's just bellowing out instructions as per usual. He's been doing that most of the afternoon. Probably not all that happy, Selwyn, with his team's performance.
Yeah,
yes.
when your team is playing in patches.
Yeah, that's
and you're
right.
looking for a place in the semi-finals. It's very
final.
difficult to for the finals. Very difficult to accept what he's seeing here today, and sometimes you come all charged up and not be able to produce the goals.
Especially after that performance in the South Zone final. It was really a complete performance by Presentation. They played absolutely, I mean, they were excellent. You know, in attack, yes, they conceded 2 goals, but they conceded 2 well put together goals from Shiva Boys. You can't blame the team for that. I thought Shiva Boys, but it was easily the game of the season.
And Shiva had been a thorn in the side of everyone that's playing here in this league.
That's right.
So it would have been very good of them to come up with something like that on the day.
So it's going to be a throw there for Presentation. Still await this first goal here in this National Coca-Cola Intercall semi-final.
You know, normally on a Saturday, years ago, when you were in this area, you would have been at Union Park racing.
Oh yes, you were, yes.
Now kids are playing football in the area.
That's right.
And even the patches of cloud out there to the west of us. It's also giving a beautiful impression of the day here in the south.
Well, it's Gordon giving it there towards Noel. Noel playing that ball towards Barrington. Acres of space for him, but he's being challenged by Jelani James. He gets by Jelani James and he keeps going. It's a good run, but he's brought down. It's brought down, and the referee goes across, has a word with Leacock and says, "Hey son, take it easy."
That's a pint-sized guy to you.
Yeah, he's
nice run, you know.
But I like the refereeing, Selwyn. I mean, it could so easily have pulled a card, but
because you see that the man had gone clear already of him, and he said, "Well, look, you're not going to get forward," and he's approaching that area just before just about the D in the penalty area. So that's critical time to really take a man down like that.
But so, I thought it was good refereeing on his part. He went and he had a word with him. You know, I don't think it was malicious. He went into the tackle. He was a little bit late in the tackle. And give Barrington credit. Barrington pushed. I thought he just over pushed it. But
he was
quick.
stretching himself too much, putting the ball too far ahead of him. So he had to make the extra effort to get to the ball. And that's where striding that way may not have made him much faster. But the ball closer probably could have gotten him much quicker to where he was going. And less opportunity for the defender to try to hurt him. It wasn't to be in the end.
So Barrington still getting some treatment, still down at the moment. There is the assistant referee here on the near side. And he is, of course, Kyle Carabon. Of the officials here this afternoon, Joel Cox is the referee. Kareem McMayo is the assistant on the far side towards the stand side.
Yeah, there's a planning committee of Presentation College.
You call them the think tank.
Oh, the think tank. I thought it was the planning committee.
No, the think tank.
Okay.
That's what you call them.
You have to be able to have your pronunciations very right here in this situation.
Yes, so it's interesting, but those 3 men, and you have Riley, Kareem Riley there,
He's the adjudicator.
Yeah, and certainly the other man coming forward there is the substitute, Gerard Gordon, so I'm not too sure what part sometimes the substitute has to play in this, but who knows? But in the meantime, is Barrington back up, or has he been... Yeah, he's off the field on this near side here to us.
Yeah,
so he's all right. The stretcher, there was no need for the stretcher, even though they'd come on. So it's going to be a free kick for Prez. Selwyn, it's Kareem Riley is going to take it. He had some cracking shots in the final against Shiva Boys, but he hasn't got the opportunity today.
And then from this distance, I think what he would hope for is to find someone who's at the edge of the penalty area from his team to get the ball, because going after the goalkeeper from this distance may be a serious challenge.
Well,
so we'll see what will happen as Riley leaves it for Leah, and then they play the ball. Now Riley tries to get the shot in, but he was off balance. Non-kicking foot wasn't in a position to hold him with the balance to get the right foot in, and it went out of play.
But a lovely idea.
No.
Really a good idea. Leah playing it towards Gordon. Riley made the run on the right. The ball was hit over to the top towards Riley. He just didn't get a shot in. Well, he got a shot in. He just didn't get it on target.
But not the direction he was hoping for. If I was a Spanish commentator, I would have said, Bonita idia.
I'm not sure what that means, but if I was a Spanish commentator, I would just say si.
Si. Well, you saw that. But it's with Prez and Riley. Nice ball across the face of the goal there. Trying to get Lamy in touch with the ball that was played across, but the defense came back to support, and Lee Cup made sure there was no help there for the young man, and the ball went outside, so it will be a ball for presentation on the far side of the field. Now the sun is going down further in the west. They're trying to interfere with our monitors. Now we can monitor them better than that. Here is the corner kick to be taken with the left foot, but short one. Now Lamy wants to take on the defense. He goes forward, tumbled in the process. The ball goes outside again. But he's been watched closely. And I think he may have been a bit shy in the second half because of the way they worked on him in the first half. But they'll get another corner kick with the right foot, curling ball, heads going up, headed away that time defensively. There was no need. There was lack of communication there between the goalkeeper and the defender in chance. And again, presentation will get yet another corner kick with a right foot coming in. The referee wants some order inside that penalty area. And of course, you know, defending territory may cause a bit of anxiousness in that area.
Yeah, a little bit of pushing and shoving, and he's having a word. This is a good corner, Selwyn.
Yes, headed. The goalkeeper can't able to get it. In fact,
Matthew,
it was
Matthew Joseph.
Joseph put the header in. The goalkeeper got his hand onto the ball. It'd be good to see that back again. But what they were waiting for so long in Prez, they've finally got it, and it came in an awkward way. But the fact that they were maintaining pressure on the defensive, on that attacking part of the game, where they were working on the defensive Signal Hill, they eventually got it. So here, the corner kick, curling ball, nice ball. The header went up. The goalkeeper got a touch onto it, but couldn't hold on to it properly, and it just went into the back of the net. For a moment, I thought, that's why I delayed, that he may not have gotten it into the back of the net, but the goalkeeper fouled up in the process. And hey, that's what happens when things like this.
Excellent corner, good header. Keeper tried to hold,
his left
but
hand got
it was
a touch on it.
Yeah, it was a little too powerful.
Yeah, he got a touch on it with the left hand. So now the game will change face. Face for the fact that the goal is there, and that goal came in minutes. That sun streaming in here on us as some of the effects you'd use in TV work. But here now, Prez up with their tails in the air and want to trek forward. Could this be danger here? Signal Hill has to clear and clear out quickly. Barrington will send the ball back, but not in a hurry. Wisdom there, plays the short ball to nearest touch, and then looks for support again, right inside the middle. So Riley sends it across, Kareem Riley. There is still support for them. Now, Mr. Lamy feels it's his time to really now impress, because they've got one. Gets by his man, tries to go back on the left foot, takes it. I thought when he moved to the right, he had a chance to come facing the goalkeeper. He decided to go back left, and that changed the entire picture.
It certainly did, because he had the opportunity to either get the ball across, and he just delayed a little too much, and the ball was played out. So 1-0 Matthew Joseph in the 80th minute.
And Prez have gone into the lead. So let's see what would happen here. Where there is result from Signal Hill, we'll see. Another header taken, cleared off. No communication with the goalkeeper, but it comes back into just over the edge of that halfway area. Signal Hill through Jelani and Frank trying to go forward, but he was challenged. The ball goes outside. Barrington takes the throw quickly. So now the tempo of the game has changed. And the musical section of Pres San Fernando. Nice run here, but it's blocked, taken out defensively. Jelani James has possession, sends it across field, finds support. They're just about the halfway line, around the center circle. And tackle for Frank. He goes down. The referee is right there and says it is going to be a free kick for Signal Hill. They're moved over into the presentation half of the field.
So Akil Frank, the man down, seems to be in some sort of pain as well, but he's going to get up. Needs to get up
Critical
because
stage of the game, and he gets a free kick.
His team needs him.
More than ever before. So as the sun goes down in the west and the clouds have just scattered a bit, has brought a different look to the field and also for the feel of the commentators. You know, as the ball is played right down. Barrington with a header onto it, gets it back upfield. Not very far up though, and Signal Hill try to control the ball but can't. So there's a battle for possession. And in the end, Riley brings it forward, finds Leo. I think he hesitated on that pass. And in the process of hesitating, didn't serve the ball well enough. But their tails are up. They've gone copper hoop here.
Well, I think Leo Selwyn didn't want to make the run. He realized if he had made that run, continued, he would have been in an offside position. So he delayed a little bit. And in so delaying, Riley just held on to it a little too long. And by the time he played it, the defenders were coming back to get possession.
Yeah, so here they are again. Riley in front. There's a ball sent across. Oh, cleared out by Signal Hill under so much pressure. It was played right back into the area of his goalkeeper. And now there's a battle to conquer. Barrington fights for possession. It's sent downfield, but only one yellow shirt down there, and that makes the difference. Played outside. And Colin, if you know martial arts, it's a frontward block. You know, that guy comes in with a chop to your head and you put your hand up like that, that's a block.
Well,
so you're learning because of the sun that's coming into your eyes.
Yes, well, in the meantime,
another substitution to be made.
Presentation. It seems to be the man coming off for presentation is the number 5 player, James Liao. And coming on is...
Throw taken in the process, downfield. Signal Hill through Frank, trying to control. But he can't get anywhere with it. So it comes upfield. Fresh player on, yeah. This is played back just a bit. Barrington collects. Looks for Riley. Riley sends it through. That's a good ball. He has support there coming from the right side. Cuts inside early towards the penalty area. He's been pushed away just a bit. And then they come to collect. So good work here. But I thought...
So Omari Baird is the man who's come on as a substitute, replacing James Liao for presentation.
So 84 minutes and a half have gone. Here comes Kilani James. He sends it downfield. Here Signal Hill looking to press now. Will they try to get it across the face of the goal to look for support? No, it's not there at the moment. And this ball won by Barrington, who gets the return ball. Now he takes it out of their half of the field. Waits, look for support, nearest touch. They've been very patient here, as they know they've got a 1-goal advantage, but it can't celebrate too much. Signal Hill has shown a bit of face here in this second half, although their game has not been the best. So here they got a free kick, and they're taken immediately upfield, headed by the Signal Hill defense. Not very far though, so it's being controlled by Pres at the moment as they seek to go forward. But good defensive work, cleared out of the just from the area. They go forward, Signal Hill, pressing now with a sense of urgency. They look good here coming forward, but can they produce a medal with that one? Ball taken, that's a good shot. Still a chance, it is there. 1-1. 1-1, Signal Hill celebrate. That was a very potent move coming forward, I can tell you. From the far side of the field, right, they worked it. And when it was necessary, the shot was taken. It was a good shot, very strong shot. Goalkeeper could not hold in the process. And then the free player was there. With the light in your eyes, you couldn't see. I have to tell you after who really did score.
Right, a lovely run. Let's look. I thought he was going to go for the cross.
Oh,
he went for the shot. And in the back of putting it away was Ronaldo Samuel.
Yes, who struggled so much in the field. That was a good shot.
Right.
That was a powerful shot. And then thank you very much. On the right, he puts it to the right of the goalkeeper, and he said, goodbye, we are in this game. It's not going to happen just like that.
So there was I thinking, Selwyn, that...
You were going home early.
Yeah, but it's quite obvious that we will very well go into penalty kicks.
Well, you never know what can happen. But the sense of urgency, and that's the thing about intercall. You know, never say die, because, you know, you don't have a chance tomorrow. And it's no league arrangement. It is you win or go home. And here it is now 1-1. As
look at the room for Lamy.
Now Lamy comes forward. He's pushing the ball just a bit too much.
Oh,
and then
what a good tackle.
Mistake he made. He should have taken the shot before.
Yeah.
The extra touch on the ball allowed the defender to get back and made it difficult for him to get the shot off.
But a very good tackle. He had to be careful, Jabari Francis.
Sportsmax 2 tonight. Cornwall versus Sets. All right, and that match is at 7 p.m. That's the Costa Cup final.
The Costa Cup final. It's at Montego Bay Sports Complex.
That should be very interesting.
Lovely place there,
yeah.
Montego Bay, Selwyn.
Colin, you know,
you've been there on holiday many times.
The flight is 6 hours, you know, so we can't get to call the game.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, it's disappointing. 1-1 the score, 87.5 minutes of football played. So that's the game tonight.
Dangerous corner.
Yes, sir, still in the air, but it's headed outside, and more problems here. So
Jordan Riley is taking some wonderful corners,
he's
Selwyn.
been very, very dangerous with those corners. And the thing is that those cross balls are always a headache. Here's the corner kick again, curling ball. The goalkeeper pushing this time, headed and then cleared out. Oh, what drama here. But it's still with Riley, comes out to him. He gets eluded now. Signal Hill pressing here for a counter-attack, but showing the ball too much. Barrington gets defeated. And here they go forward. He has done well to come back and fight for it. And that's a man who's determined. But the referee's assistant is raising his flag because one player is on the carpet inside the Signal Hill half of the field. And he will have to be attended.
Yeah, it seems to be Jabari Francis.
Look at that corner kick coming in.
Another great corner. The keeper lost it.
Oh, that was a header. That was a beauty.
Was it Matthew Joseph again with the header? It was Matthew Joseph.
That was a beautiful header. But then, oh, what fine work to clear it off the line.
There
you don't get that every day in the week.
There's Matthew Joseph with the header.
The header.
But this time they had somebody on the line, and who was that on the line? It was Jabari Francis.
Yeah, and that
there is
them.
Jabari Francis, the hero.
In Tobago, they say he got a bus head. He got hurt. He got. Forgive me, I'm Tobagonian, so I'm not really playing around with my people, but you know, things like that happens, and it's always good to know that you can use your language with a sense of authority and a sense of belief. You know?
So in Tobago, they would say he got a...
He get a bus head.
He get a bus head.
Yeah.
Wonderful, Selwyn. I love it.
Forgive me, people.
I love it, but...
I'm a good guy.
Yes.
So 3 minutes
we
of added
understand,
time.
yes, 3 minutes of added on time.
And that would be
I thought that there might have been a little more than that, actually, because of the number of injuries that we've had in this half.
Well, the sun is hiding behind some clouds now as it goes further down, and Cullen doesn't have to use his front block anymore to get a visual of the players out there, as the young man Lamy trying to go forward, but he has to go back because there was no room to go forward. Riley sends it through, Kareem Riley, but he can't get it forward. Signal Hill more involved in the game now. They have hope, and so this ball is cleared quickly.
Amazing what a goal does for you. All of a sudden, the Signal Hill team seems to have a lift. They are really and truly now running at Presentation, but they've got to be careful because Presentation is a very dangerous team on a counter-attack. There we see the fourth official signal in 3 minutes. As I said, I thought it might have been a little more than that, but the referee says, look, he probably wants to go.
They'll be kicked from the penalty spot. So let's not delay the game further. Good ball, cleared out, but can't find any of his players. And Signal Hill will get us through again. 90 minutes we are on and a half. So we have just about 2.5 more minutes of time added on to play before we possibly see kicks from the penalty spot. And Colin has been rehearsing here. He's pulled out his bottle of honey. So he's a shouter, and he wants to make sure that his voice is heard
shout well
anywhere, Jamaica, Barbados, without the microphone. Young man still feeling the effects of that hit on the head. And the ball is now just about the halfway line for a throw for Signal Hill. Boy, there are a number of Tobagonians.
They tell me, Selwyn, the officials, the assistant referees, and the fourth official, they're just, one is 21, one is 20, and one is 19.
Yes, so
amazing.
That's good. There's a future, and we are protecting that as well. So in order to do that, you must have the young ones getting involved in the game.
The oldest official is the referee there, Joel Cox, and I think he is in his early 30s.
It's very good, you know, and I'm happy that when I saw that today, so that's good. We've seen so many youngsters, and they're given the authority to take charge of games like these. And what a situation! Many of the older referees have never had this ball sent right inside, headed out.
No, Selwyn,
that was dangerous.
But Selwyn, you know, it's time on time we've seen the keeper coming, and defenders head it away. There seemed to be a lack of communication.
Yes, they're not talking to each other, and they may have had a bad day today. But I tell you what, though, it's looking like it's heading down the final stage and could well be kicked from the penalty spot. That's two defenders coming back to challenge to get by Lamy, and they've done so successfully. But he's a very determined young man and comes back to fight for the ball. But it went out of play, and it would be a possession.
Tell you what, Selwyn, sorry to cut you there. I was just wanting to make the point about Chance. I think Nkosi Chance has had a really good second half.
Yeah.
He's been much more confident. Yes, Lamy has got away once or twice, but I think in general, he's done a good job on keeping Lamy quiet.
Yes, he has done a very good job of keeping him quiet, because he has that sense of a bit of a hesitancy with him. And that's the young man played his heart out for his team in the early stages. Now he has to watch the final stage of the game and maybe upset that he may not be able to kick. But Signal Hill coming forward, pressing. There are a number of white and blue shirts around. Lamy wants to go forward, sends the ball forward, but it's intercepted.
By Chance again?
And, yeah, not by chance. I can tell you that. It was a deliberate effort by Mr. Chance to ensure that they don't make the break forward. But still a battle here for possession of the ball. And Signal Hill will try to clear, but only Barrington will see possession of the ball. Gives it to Kareem, and this could be dangerous here, where they are going back, pressing Signal Hill, and here nothing comes out of it in the end. But it was looking at one stage that it could be a challenge. The referee himself now has seen 3 minutes and a half of football played, which means that it's 1-1 the score after 90 minutes of scheduled play. And in a knockout competition, you know what happens.
It means we're going to penalty kicks.
Yes, sir.
So it's it's always tough. There is the goalkeeper for Signal Hill, Furman, and of course Gray is at the inside of the presentation goal. So they will either have to be a hero. Now Jabari Gray made 3 saves against Shiva Boys in terms of when they kicked their penalties. So he was a real hero after he had let in that wonderful goal from Emmanuel from the half line, from the kickoff. And you could see at that point Jabari Gray was really down and out, and he came up big with the penalties. So it's going to be an interesting thing. Now Selwyn,
look at this. Look at this.
Oh,
heaven!
That's wonderful.
Heaven missing
beautiful
angels.
Trinidad. Beautiful Trinidad.
Heaven missing angels. They've all come down here to grace us today, here in the south of Trinidad.
So there's some more angels, Selwyn. Your Coca-Cola Zero girls.
Can I sing? Can I sing? Can I sing?
Can you what?
Sing.
No, Selwyn, not today. There is the presentation boys.
Heaven. I'm in heaven.
There are and there is Signal Hill.
Yeah, they're
getting their final instructions. Obviously, who's going to take the penalties? You know, thing about this, you never know which one is going to have hold their nerves. But we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come right back for the penalty kicks to decide who will go into the national Coca-Cola Intercol final.
Look at that, Colin.
Well, there is the Point-A-Pay Refinery, as it's 1-1 here, Presentation College and Signal Hill. We're at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium in Trinidad, South Trinidad, and we are off for penalty kicks. So, and...
Now this is the money zone, Colin.
The money zone. And
yeah, look at this.
Selwyn, you're in heaven.
Yeah, total.
Well, in the meantime, talking about heaven, the presentation guys, they are asking for some sort of divine intervention.
Yeah.
And
we'll see what happens here with those kicks from the penalty spot.
Well, it seems that presentation is going to kick first because Jerry Furman is going into the goal, so yes, it appears that presentation is going to kick first, just as they had done against Shiva Boys.
They have the specialist kickers.
Now, Signal Hill, they won 5-4 against Caripachima on penalty kicks.
Failed at the last minute.
And whereas presentation, they won 2-1 against Shiva Boys.
Yeah.
Shiva Boys missed 4 penalty kicks. It was amazing that afternoon. But there's Jordan Riley Selwyn going forward.
Kicks from the penalty spot, Jordan Riley.
So he is the first kicker for presentation. And let's see what he's going to do. So here's Jordan Riley with the first kick for presentation. Well, what's that? Well, I'm not sure that run up, but he puts it away.
Hey.
Very cool, very calm, very easy. So Jordan Riley scores the first goal for presentation. And coming forward for presentation is Akil Frank.
Yes, and Mr. Riley. Look at that again. Gave the goalkeeper no chance, really. He went the right way. Yeah,
but it was a little too powerful.
It looked like Ian Bishop starting up his run. Ian would say Selwyn.
It was a well-struck penalty down in the corner.
He went the right direction, but didn't have a chance.
Well, here's Akil Frank for Signal Hill. And he's put it in the back. That's a very cool, comfortable penalty as well from Akil Frank.
Yeah, Mr. Frank said, hey, I'm kicking this with authority if you want it. So 1-1. Oh, he went the wrong way.
Yeah, he did.
He said, you're fooled.
So it's Kareem Riley now come forward. Now, he missed against Shiva Boys. So he will be looking to make amends here.
So let's see what he would come with here.
Here's Riley, and he's put that one high into the net, up into the top corner.
You don't argue with that. There's nothing you could do about a goal kick, a penalty kick like that. Look, just angle that body, and the outside of the boot, put it right up inside there.
Really a good kick, a really good penalty this time from...
Makes the goalkeeper mad.
Yes, he's...
Very mad.
He went the right way, but it was powerful and was up in the top corner.
That's an illusion. Yeah.
So the man coming forward now is Jelani James. He came on as a substitute. So Prez leading so far 2-1. This is Jelani James.
James.
Oh, that's calm, isn't that?
That's
that?
unkind. That's unkind. That's unkind.
Mr. Cool.
Yeah. That's unhealthy.
So Jelani James making it 2 all day. He's just tucking it away in the corner, waited and the goalie to go one way. Yes, he just waited and the goalie, and then he just tucked it away.
The goalkeeper smiled in the end.
Really a good penalty, though.
It takes a lot of confidence to behave like that.
So there's Daniel Hospitalis now coming forward to make it 3-2 for presentation.
Nail biting for many of them. I like Cooper. The way he puts his hand in his chin.
Daniel Hospitalis, he waits. Oh, he's easily, the goalie, this time, goalkeeper Furman going the wrong way.
Yeah, life. The fans the fans are in the house, they're enjoying the situation. Yeah.
So just...
The goalkeeper committed himself too early.
Yes, he did.
And as a result, they had no hope of getting that.
So 3-2 now, Presentation lead. So it's putting some pressure now on the Signal Hill guys.
Yeah.
This is Akil Holford coming forward.
Holford walks up.
There's some of the crowd, obviously very anxious as well. Jabari Gray, the goalkeeper.
Concentration very deep here on every part.
And here is Holford. Oh, he puts it down into the corner. That's
right
another good penalty.
Yeah,
that's a very good penalty from Holford.
And tell the fans.
So 3-3 now. There is a good penalty as well. Selwyn putting it down into the corner.
Absolute penalty. You know, you've got to come good here with me, sir, to get that. But some absolute penalties have been taken so far in this effort here.
Yeah. So here is
the big Lamy. He looks battered.
Yep.
This is
Lamy coming to take the kick.
Yeah.
Of course, Neon Lamy.
Yeah.
Needs to put it away. Let's see as Lamy tucks it. Oh, the keeper saved it. Oh, it goes into the net. Well, Furman should have. He guessed the right way. He got his hand straight, but he was not able to keep it out, Selwyn.
Yeah,
he guessed the right way.
He made the right move.
Yeah. Look at it. He should have pushed. He should have punched.
Just like the goal that was scored on him.
Look at it. He gets it.
Hand onto it,
sort of patted it down rather than punching it. He got it. Punch, son. Punch.
I think from the ball was dying on him.
Yeah.
It seems. So the punch would have been difficult.
Look,
and in the process, he just
really
had to,
upset with himself.
Watch your language, young man. Your mother and father are watching TV.
4-3.
4-3.
So this is Jabari Francis. Under some pressure here now. This is Jabari Francis.
Comes up. Oh
he
my.
misses.
Goodbye, Columbus.
Well. He missed it. Jabari Francis kicks it outside. So it means that Omari Baird is going to come up. And if he kicks, it means that Presentation will be in the final.
Yeah. Now, he had the right thing, but he put too much curl on the ball. And you watch his angle.
Yeah.
Look where he got that ball. He got it somewhere by the heel.
Yep.
And as a result, it could not go in the direction he was hoping for.
So Omari, the goalie, guessed the wrong way. He just had to put it in, and he kicked it outside. So Omari Baird to put Presentation College into the final. Here is Omari Baird, and he scores, and that's it. Presentation College, San Fernando are into the Coca-Cola National Intercol final, having defeated Signal Hill 5-3 on penalty kicks.
5-3, they win it. And I tell you what, match I coming have to argue.
Matthew Joseph?
Well, the youngster Barrington also had an extremely good game.
Who's this?
Barrington. He had an extremely good game. Between the two of them, that could go.
I would go with Matthew Joseph. He scored the goal, yes. He had a header saved off the line. He defended well. I would certainly go with Matthew Joseph.
No argument.
You're not arguing with me, Selwyn?
I'm not going to argue with you.
That's a change.
Yeah. Well,
so,
I'm in Trinidad.
Matthew Joseph, we'll give Matthew Joseph
celebration
the man of the match. Yes, the celebration.
Yeah, you see the celebration.
And that's
agony.
Yes.
That's
heartbreak. That's young Holford.
That's heartbreak.
Yep.
That's
and
heartbreak.
there is the goalkeeper
could understand, because he had a good chance, goalkeeper, of giving them some more hope, Signal Hill, but he just couldn't hold on to the ball.
Yes, that is unfortunately Holford. You know, it's a pity, because when you miss a penalty like that, Selwyn, your team go on to lose. You feel all the weight of the entire team on your shoulders.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
Very difficult to.
And
when you know there was a chance.
That's the heartbreak always of penalty, of going to penalty kicks.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of game, but it had its moments once the goal was scored first.
Yeah, the tempo increased.
Signal Hill, I have to say, when they came on, Coach Cooper must be a very happy man coming out there today. He had his moments where he looked very unhappy out on the field, but in the end, he got what he wanted, a chance to go to the final.
Oh, yes, and they are into the final. So it's really and truly a good game in the end in terms of it picked up, good game, interesting game. But certainly, as you rightly said, not great skill, Selwyn. Some of the passing going a little scrappy.
Yeah, they had challenges in the game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if the conditions on the ground would have made it somewhat difficult, but the ladies played and they looked okay out there. But the thing was that in the end, Coach Cooper very happy. But in the end, Prez continued to celebrate. The goalkeeper is very upset with himself because he knew he had a chance.
Oh, yeah.
And he saw what Lamy had done. He went the right way, but just couldn't hold on to it.
Yes, it must be. It obviously is hurting him. He felt he could have at least saved it. So he's still upset with himself. Look at that. Yeah, that's what you call the agony of defeat.
Wow.
But
I tell you what, though.
I think we have Keisha in with the man of the match, Matthew Joseph, and let's cross over now to Keisha on the ground.
Thank you so much. Now we just saw a very exciting game. Presentation College has managed to defeat Signal Hill on penalties 5-3. I'm joined by the man of the match, Matthew Joseph. How do you feel about your team's victory today?
Well, I feel great. I feel really, really great because we deserve to win the Intercol this year.
So what can we expect to see from you in the future game, in the finals that is?
Well, you could expect some more goals, definitely.
Thank you so much. A word of confidence from our man of the match. I now present you with your man of the match award. Congratulations once again. We now hand you over to Hans Devines, who's joined by the coaches.
All right, well, we're here with Coach Urrington Salmon of Signal Hill Secondary School. Talk to me, thoughts on the game today.
Well, the game was very good. Excited game, and I give kudos to Prez,
Now, you all definitely fought down to the wire. Moving forward, what more can we expect from Signal Hill Secondary School, and how do you all prepare for next season?
Great. We will be well preparing for this one, And I want to congratulate presentation and hope they do well moving on.
All right, thank you very much, Urrington from Signal Hill Senior Comp. Now, I want to welcome Coach Sean Cooper. You said last time after the game you're taking it match by match by match, a very strategic approach, and we saw you all come out here today. Comments on today's game?
Well, first, I would like to say happy birthday to my son. Early birthday. Tomorrow is his birthday, so this is his gift from me. The approach to the game, I think we knew that Signal Hill would have been a different team to what we played at the first round. It's a final, so everybody give everything they have. And I think it was a classic game this afternoon again, back up to the South final. I think the layoff affected us a bit in the early with our momentum, our flow, but I think as the game went on, it was a spectator's game, exciting, end-to-end action.
Definitely was. How do you all prepare for Sawa North, the final next week, Tuesday?
Well, first we'll have to do some recovery, and then we'll go over the tape, thanks to Sportsmax. So, we'll go over the tape, look at the errors, look at the strong points, and then move on from there.
Thank you very much, Coach Cooper. All the best as we prepare for the final. This is where we wrap it up on behalf of the entire Sportsmax team. My name is Hans Devines. Thanking you for watching. Join us next week, Tuesday, as we bring to you the Coca-Cola Intercall final. Sawa North Secondary School against Presentation College San Fernando. This is where we wrap it up and say good night.